Good morning, crews. We are taking a look at the winter storm warning that's been issued for the Lansing and the mid-Michigan area going on from now and through the first part of Tuesday morning. We're actually most concerned with the time frame from about 9 o'clock this morning through about 8 o'clock tonight. That's when the bulk of freezing precipitation is going to come, and in this case it's going to be mostly freezing rain and sleet, more so than any kind of snow accumulation, and icing is going to be the big problem for us here, at least the first half of the day, potentially through the later afternoon as well. There will be a point, as this storm system map will show you in a minute, where precipitation does change to a form of rain, and we also see temperatures get above the freezing mark. That looks to be that late evening time frame, and once that happens, the freezing should be over with, temperatures just above freezing and eventually into the upper 30s, bringing us periods of rain that'll carry on into Tuesday morning. But this is the early morning map. You can see right at the Michigan-Ohio-Indiana border, precipitation is starting, and it is coming this way. The next frame of the forecast model map takes us all the way out until 7, 8 o'clock tonight, and you can see at that point in time, it's kind of hard to see for some of these red lines being the state outlines, but here's the state of Michigan, and right here in this very light green area, the mid-Michigan Lansing area, where we're looking at the bulk of what will be at that point rainfall developing and continuing on into and through the nighttime hours. We will have already seen several hours of moisture by then. Oop, come back here. There you go. Several hours of moisture by then in the form of sleet and freezing rain. This is going to be rain that comes after the icing and before the next wave of cold air comes on through. We did talk about precipitation coming up along the Michigan-Ohio border this morning. That is the case. I did, however, frame further southwestward, down across the central portions of Illinois, because right now this shows a very good direction of where precipitation is coming from and headed to in the hours leading up to the onstart of the precipitation here in the Lansing area. We've got most of it going off to the north and the northeast, but kind of a more scattered, patchy situation to start with across the western portions of Indiana, and we'll see that coming across first. We'll get into a steadier area of rain and freezing rain, especially through the afternoon hours here, as this bulkier precipitation continues to gradually drift on to the east as well. And I think that's when we're going to see the biggest problem for potential freezing would be after 12 noon and before 5, 6 o'clock in the evening time, when it does eventually start to change over to a rain pattern. With those maps and radar and all the current indicators that we have at this time, we have issued a storm warning of significant impact from Weather Briefings. Expect that it's not going to be a snowstorm. It's going to be more of a freezing situation and the potential for some significant ice buildup, at least to about 1/4 of an inch in many areas over a long period of time. Now, of course, with the ongoing surface treatment for icing and keeping ahead of it in that regard, the clients should be under a rather non-slippery condition once the initial treatments go down, and the fact that it is continuing to fall in more of a liquid form at times during the afternoon with a little freezing rain and sleet mixed in. But it's going to be really important to keep the salt and any kind of surface thawing materials available, and rather than plowing, which we won't need to be doing at all. We don't see snow being a factor here. And this situation, again, going on from this morning, mid-morning, 9, 10 o'clock, all the way through about 7 o'clock tonight maybe, and once temperatures get above 32 degrees, 34 degrees, and stay there, then we should be over with this situation. The rain through the night will gradually taper off and will dry out during the daytime tomorrow. So that's the latest from Weather Briefings. We will update this video again throughout the late morning as conditions develop, and please check back at that time.